defending. I think it's like.
People deluded, I'm back again.
Come on, Ian. Come on.
Thank you very much, Ian Wright. I could take it from here. People deluded, I'm back again. First things first, I hope you're all doing well and safe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and of course, good night. Hopefully, you lot are all doing well and safe. You're in good spirits, and where your week's concerned, you're all having a progressive start to the week where your hopes, dreams, ambitions, aspirations, and them things are concerned. Hope you and your loved ones continue to have good health and are in good health, people. And as usual, appreciative of all the support you give my channel. Please make sure you've turned your notifications on, you've hit the like button, and of course you're subscribing, and you're also hitting up the comment section. I need the engagement, people. On that though, as you know, I like to track the progress of our young players week to week or fortnightly. I'm no expert, I'm no in the know with anything, but I just like to see how they're developing. As you know, there's many twists and turns, bumps and bruises for professional footballers, and I'm keen to see how these young players take that step. Some are at different stages. You know, you look at Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I was looking at it today, 25 years of age, 93 appearances in the Premier League. Now it's almost a shocker that he's 25. And yeah, he's still a bit in limbo, really and truly, and things like that. Or you've got people going on their first loan or their second loan. Some are 18, some are 21. It is what it is. You understand where I'm going with that. So without rambling and wasting any more time, if you've become accustomed to this, you know I share my Google Doc sheet. Again, check out the Lone Player playlist on my channel, people, where all of these are clustered so you can get a feel for what's going on in it. Again, I see Pepe got significant minutes in the Conference League, and he got 86 minutes in Nice's recent game in Liga. I am following Liga and Nice, but I'm trying purposely not really to talk about the Pepes, the Pablo Mari. Hopefully he's recovering well, Runnison and these sort of guys, really. Where Ainsley Maitland-Niles is concerned, people, there's meant to be another bracket there. There's a new manager incoming, allegedly the Luton gaffer, because Ralph Hasenhuttl at Premier League level is the latest manager to be sacked, people. He played in the 4-1 defeat against Newcastle. He started off in centre mid, and then he went to right back. Only way to describe it, individually and collectively, terrible. I don't think he was the worst on the pitch. Do think he could have done better individually for a couple of the goals. Again, I'm selfishly only watching Southampton with Maitland-Niles over the microscope. Like, if there's a game where, I don't know, a ball comes over the top and he doesn't follow a runner and another player doesn't follow a runner and the other player's runner scores, then that's great. But I'm going to focus on the action of Ainsley Maitland-Niles and all these players, because I'm only watching these teams or keeping up to date for these guys. So I don't think he was the worst. I do think he could have done better. He did get shifted to fullback as well mid-game. It's not meant to say that. That's from the Crystal Palace one. But as you can see in the bullet points, terrible day at the office for everybody involved defensively. Everyone was terrible. He had to shift to fullback mid-game, but he did complete 90 minutes for the first time this season for Southampton, and he needs to keep progressing and do what he's doing, because, again, you can't rule out anyone. I would love for every Haylen boy to have an opportunity to make it at Arsenal, but it probably appears that is probably gone. As you can see there, 25 years of age, 93 Premier League appearances, been capped a couple of times. Well, I don't even know a couple, but been in the England squad. He's kind of at limbo. It's kind of what you'd expect a young 18-year-old, but, you know, we're hoping it hits off for him and things like that, really, and he can put himself in the shop window. So that's where Ainsley's concerned there. Akinola came off the bench in his team's 1-0 victory against Northampton Town in the FA Cup, I believe. Just saw the highlights, really. 23 minutes off the bench for them, people. Nick Muller is actually starting to get into the team now. Obviously, he got 90 minutes in the last game. There's no way in God's green earth. I know it's a Dutch team, but I can't say did crash up. I tried, people. Absolutely butchered. Terrible effort. I'm moving like Cedric playing at fullback. Unlucky Cedric. He didn't deserve that. But anyways, his team won 2-1. He got 90 minutes again, and he's finally looking like he's breaking into the team to play significant minutes, really. Now, where you look at Mika Beref, you know, he's NA, as you see here. He wasn't in the team for the games against Ajax, Twente, or AZ Alkmaar, people. Prior to that, he got 20 minutes against Fortuna, people, where it was in the game before those three. His longest minutes he's played in terms of the league campaign were the 37 minutes he got against Groningen. And forgive me if I'm wrong, you know, we covered that a few weeks ago. I'm pretty sure he scored twice. So for our 19-year-old, still not quite there. Big up Brooke Norton Cuffy, people. Obviously, since the last time we've done a long report, he's played 2 games. I think there is a number of championship games on tonight as well. So the next loan report will circle back. But for Brook, I loved his performance against Burnley. Now, I do think there's a lot that he needs to improve. You got to remember, he's 18, turning 19 in January. These lot are not going to be the finished article. In relation to what I see at Rotherham and what's required at Arsenal, he's getting there, but he's not quite there yet. But there's a number of positives. Again, you hear me say it every week. I think he's a mentality monster. And again, mentality is what is going to set it. Mentality, someone like Brook, who clearly a good player technically, but might not be the most blessed, he might do a lot more in his career because of his mentality. And I can't lie, I love watching him away from home because bring up his upbringing, Arsenal for his training, and just him as a man himself. Like, he's never phased away from home, and you've got to have that in your locker. It's a bit weird. Big up the fullback union, but it's a bit weird seeing a fullback wearing number 10. But if you look and type on Google, the whole reasons why he took the number 10 and the pressure, it is what it is. But they lost 3-2 against Burnley. You know, shout out company. There's not many black managers out there. He's doing his thing for Burnley. You know, I actually don't like Burnley, but he's making them likable. They're playing good football. They're picking up results. Unfortunately, it happened against us. First thing as well, I would say, defensively, a lot to improve. Offensively, a lot to improve if we're judging it against making it at Arsenal. But I think he showed that really, and I think he showed that against Burnley. You know, early on, he set up a goal. It's a lovely run off the ball. The run is actually, for me, better than the cross, because if you're making the run, you're thinking. You know, he's made a good run early on against Burnley. You know, his crossing, which even some Rotherham fans are a bit disappointed with, for as much as they love him. He's put a good ball into the box. His teammate is headed home. He gets an assist. I believe that's his first assist for the season. So, yeah, you know, they conceded 2 goals when he came off the pitch. You know, both teams could have scored or conceded a lot more, right, regardless of who was subbed and whatnot. As you can see in my notes, needs to work on end product in the final third. So I'm happy he got an assist. Lovely run down the right, put a cross into a great area for his teammate to pull it home early on. Really, he's a mentality monster. I love him away from home. I think for their first goal, his teammates didn't track the runner, but as I said with Ainsley, selfishly looking at Brook, he is caught ball watching, he is caught flat-footed, and the Burnley man has made a run off him, and then Brook's too slow to react. And as his teammates are as well, by the time the ball's coming off the left-hand side, a Burnley man gets them back into it, and he gets to put into an early net, really. I don't think he followed his run. I think he was caught flat-footed and stuff like that. I did think generally he put in a good defensive shift. It's lovely to see now he's got 14 appearances in the league to his name, and things like that. So, yeah, with Brook, calm. And, you know, in terms of former Gooners, Cohen Bramall got sent off, and there was also Nathan Teller, who I believe is on loan from Southampton at Burnley. So that was one for the academy folk. He did also play in the 2-1 L against Norwich. He played left wing back / left wing unofficially, people. Again, I do think his crossing in this game when called upon was good. So he recognizes that's an area for improvement. A goal did come down his side, people, him and his teammate from the left-hand side. It started from Burnley's own half. They've not really done well enough defensively. They've kind of let their man advance and attacking transition down the right. It's then ended up in our box. Brooks made a good tackle in the box, but his teammates haven't reacted, and eventually it's been put home. It was a terrible goal, if I'm completely honest, to concede collectively as a team, because it could have been stopped way before. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. He did make a good tackle in the box, as you see here, alluding to that same example, but ultimately it was too little too late. So our young man's progressing well, getting minutes, had a little injury that kind of robbed him of a couple of minutes, but he's doing what he can. Miguel Aziz, again, he's only got 8 league appearances this season to his name. As a senior professional, I believe my maths is terrible, but he has 14 appearances between the Segunda Division, La Liga 2 in Spain, and League 1, people. So he's not the most experienced. He wasn't in the squad for the draw in their recent game, and neither was he against Leganes when they lost. So nothing to report on. Since the last time we spoke, when Marcelo Flores came off the bench and assisted a goal, he was on the bench for Villarreal B in their 2-1 defeat for his loan side, and he didn't get to play in the 1-0 victory of his team against Granada. So nothing to say of significance where they're concerned. Ryan Elaboso over there in Scotland lost 3-2 to Livingstone. He's got 12 Scottish League appearances to his name and got another 90 minutes under his belt. I haven't been able actually to cover Miziza Gongbo this week, people. So you're going to have to leave that. We'll spin the block again. Arthur Okonkwo played in the 1-0 victory against Leyton Orient, people, and they're through to the next round of the FA Cup. I might have got him and Tim Akinola mixed up. He kept a clean sheet where their goals what goals are to a striker, clean sheets are to a keeper. So big up the young G's. We covered John Jules scoring against his former club, Charlton. This week, there's nothing of significance. Omar Rekic is currently injured and not been available for selection for the last 3 games. But if he wasn't even injured, better yet, would he have been selected at this moment in time, whether fit or not? He only has 15 minutes of league action to his name, and that's spread out across 4 league appearances. So put into, you could do the maths, really. Over there in Scotland as well, Alex Kirk at our United, again, he's scoring again. He's living the dream. He's standing up to be counted in a team that has an average age of 22. So he's doing what he needed to do, people. He scored in the 3rd minute. He headed home a rebound from close range. I think he did show his importance at both ends. Again, I watched the highlights, the footage and the extended highlights. The footage available for the goal they conceded from the corner isn't the best, so I couldn't really tell you if he was marking poor or not. But it didn't look like it was his man that lost the runner. But he's going from strength to strength, really. Big up Harry Clark again against Rotherham. I think in their 1-0 victory, I think his crossing was a bit indifferent. I think he was beaten by I don't even think that's meant to say Rotherham. I don't think I deleted that, people. I think that's meant to say Birmingham, really, if I'm completely honest with you. Let me actually go online and check. Again, this is why in life, people, you should always check over your notes, because again, in real time, that's not that. But game before Wigan, and again, he's got 11 appearances and 2 goals to his name for Stoke in the Championship. It kills me that we're actually dealing with Stoke, because obviously we've come a long way, people, really, from obviously the whole Aaron Ramsey stuff. So yeah, as I said, that's meant to say Brum. As you can see, it says Brum forward there. So yeah, I didn't delete the comment from last week, so let's do that now. Versus Brum 2-1 people. As you can see there, that's meant to say L as well. Indifferent crossing. I think he was beaten he's beaten in the air by a Brum man for their 2nd goal. I did think he showed a good engine and intent going forward, but ultimately it weren't enough in his 29 minutes that he featured, people. Against Wigan, I think he had a very good game in his 90 minutes, up and down the pitch, dealt with what he needed to deal with defensively, and he probably won't. Well, I don't know, but it's probably unlikely he makes the grade at Arsenal Football Club, people. But again, it's about putting yourself in the shop window. So he's doing that. Austin Tusty was actually named in the Championship's Team of the Month for October. He played in the 2-1 victory against Stoke, as I just alluded to there. He gave away a penalty, people. He was unaware of where I believe the lap was in the build-up. He had a good game, in my opinion, despite that penalty. It is what it is. I think in the draw against Millwall, I think he dealt with them trying to throw their weight and trying to deal with him physically a bit wrong quite well. He did try to overlap. He did try to carry out the ball from the back and try to bring the ball forward. And he's thriving in that 3-5-2 formation at Birmingham, people, really, and going from strength to strength and accustomed to life in Europe and the Championship quite well, people. And his manager, in the last time we did this, his manager was singing his praises, saying he could get in with a World Cup shout. I don't know, because he hasn't, to my knowledge, been called up by America. So if he hasn't been called up in camps prior, it's probably unlikely, and probably he's unlucky to probably feature in the World Cup. But until America announced their team, we're hoping and praying. But he's going from strength to strength, and he's someone that's put himself in the shop window either for a loan, maybe in the Premier League, maybe a loan at a team, pardon me, in the Championship doing better than Birmingham, maybe a stronger league across the top 5 divisions, or maybe get a chance under Miguel Aziz, really. So it is what it is. Charlie Paterno obviously played 45 minutes in his team's 1-0 defeat against his former club before Arsenal in Luton Town. He's still recovering from injury. He got 45 minutes. He did try to make things happen, but you could tell he's not really all there at the moment. He's still, trying to recover physically. Big mentality to even tell the gaffer and show that I want to play a part. Blackpool are down in 17th, people, so they're going to need to do a lot better. But selfishly, Charlie's going from strength to strength. You see the chance, you see everything they're doing, really. So can't ask for any more. Again, Balogun struck from the penalty spot and got his team a 1-0 victory against Nantes, people. He scored he got 88 minutes. He scored the pen in the 83rd minute to help his team take all 3 points. That is his 8th goal of the season in 13 games. If you remember, he set himself a target of 10 goals. He's probably got to change that now, really. And his team now are up to 11th, and they haven't lost in 6 games. And it kills me how this is a Reims team and a game where there was no red card for his team. His loan club, his club for the next 12 months. It felt like at a week where I'm doing my loan reports every week they're getting a red card, innit? But big up Balogun. Now Nuno Tavares played in the 1-0 victory against Lyon, people. That is their first league win since September. Obviously, they're out of the Champions League now. If you just look at, he's getting plastered in the French press. And again, I do think they're overstating it. But having watched the game, they rated him a 3 out of 10. And I would trying to help my fellow fullback and Arsenal player. I try to give him a 5, but it probably is a 4-3. Again, first touch baggy, crossing and passing inconsistent, struggling on a regular basis, really to find a teammate, really and truly. It was just ultimately a poor game, and one that's left you wanting for more for Nuno Tavares. It's hardly one that's going to put you in the shop window. He's still, I believe, Marseille's second top goal scorer, however, though. So yeah, man, it's not quite how he started the campaign, and it's still the same things I was saying with Nuno, and I say every week. You can tell me about his goals and things like that, but until you come back and tell me that he's had a great game defensively, proper great game defensively, I don't want to know, really. And as much as I think he's good going forward, that's a strength of his, and I think there is a player here in Nuno at Arsenal or elsewhere. There's no point getting into the final third, putting in 10 crosses if 9 of them do not find a teammate, and the one that does, you don't know if it goes in. Needs to improve in the final third, needs to improve his first touch, needs to improve his short and long range passing, needs to find a man with his crossing, because if we look at everyone who's played left back this season, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko and Tini are better in the final third than you, because they're more likely to pick out a teammate. There's no point, getting into the final third if you're banging shots over the bar, under hit or over hitting passes, passing when you need to shoot, shooting when you need to pass, crosses, under hit, over hit. There's a lot to work on. But minutes are currency. He's getting more minutes, and that should mean he gets a bit better. And like all of these young players, people, all that matters is they put themselves in the shop window either to make it at Arsenal or elsewhere, and they just keep developing, really. So yeah, man, that's, I believe, everything really and truly for this week. As I said, I'll probably be back again on Friday or whatever, because at the time of making this loan report, and by the time some of you watch this, there would have been some other games and stuff, especially where the League One and Championship players are concerned. As usual, I appreciate you lot's support of my channel, and especially this content, because it means you share the love of youth talent with myself. Check out my playlists, people, where you see my latest news playlist, loan report, like this video. You can go and see the others, under 18s and 21s, and just stuff like that, people. Please make sure you've turned on your notifications, you're commenting, and you're also subscribing. And also, please make sure to hit the like button. Most importantly, though, you lot stay blessed, stay safe, stay in good spirits, stay having a progressive week. Appreciative of all the support, not just for this video, but in general, as I just said. And I'm going to love and leave you lot and see you lot soon.
There's always just that active red flag, defending. I think it's like